Hey everybody. Uh Super short video, but just catching up with everybody to let you know two things. One, I'll be on the Artcasters tonight with Scott Circlin and Joshua Kimball. I won't be the only guest because it's the 200th episode celebration. So for those that remember way back when, uh, you know, Jeff Lafferty started the Artcasters group, Facebook group, and that became a big thing. Early on. It's still alive, but it's not nearly as active as it used to be. Um, but I think more popular were the Hangouts, and me and Jeff started the Hangouts way back when. I left, and I don't know. Kevin Cross was in it, and other people. Finally, it went on to the current iteration. It's called the Artcasters, and that's Joshua Kimball, Scott Circlin, and they're going to have a bunch of guests on tonight. So come check it out. If I upload this in time, if you're watching this after the fact, then go check it out. It's on one of their channels, probably Scott's, maybe I forget. Um, but yeah, so that should be a lot of fun. I'll be elsewhere because I have no internet here. Using my laptop, so it'll probably just be me talking. Um, but the other thing is, I let my colorist go on retro. Um, retro is it's very important to me. I did a Kickstarter for it, and I'm putting all my time into it. It's part of what will be the beginning of my Has Comics, and it's very important to me. And I don't believe the colorist he didn't have his heart into it because uh, it took him forever to get me pages. Bottom line, and he threw excuses at me. Um, when it I guess when it seemed like you know I was going to let him go, but too little, too late. He's a great kid. I think maybe some of it was communication, but I don't think all of it was, and I just made the hard decision. Um, so retro could possibly look entirely different. I told him to send me the files regardless. I may use it, may not. I'm gonna focus on inking the book, and you know, then I'll get into the coloring phase of it. Um, I got a lot going on, and I can't sweat anything right now. Dealing with a bunch of projects, and yeah, I got to pull in money right now, and can't worry about that at the moment. But it will get done this year, and I will get it out to the printer, and then get into shipping and all that, and get it out to people. So it will still be 100% my love and care, and yeah, uh, it just won't be as advertised on Kickstarter. That the colors will be different. Um, Other than that, it's still on track with everything. I did mention I got all the pencils, um, and I got some other deadlines to take care of, and it's yeah, life is chaos. Life is chaos. But I think I'll have an update in 2 weeks, maybe three. So I think things will be more on track in October, and I'll have a lot more to talk about. So meanwhile, it is what it is. Go check out the 200th episode of the Artcasters. And it's funny, it's like I do catch some videos occasionally. Um, like for a string of episodes, I was on the Early Bird Artcast, which is Marshall Lee's show, and he's mentioned our project together, which is Big Wrath, and he keeps mentioning the sort of inspiration for our project was the A Team. That's sort of my angle of it. But the initial inspiration, which I think he's long forgotten, Marshall, I love you, um, was was actually Image Comics because his first, um, you know, splash into comics was watching the individuals who formed Image and put out books. Um, and so he wanted to do something, and I wanted to do something as well, like sort of inspired by those kind of books. Um, they were a lot more action oriented and had a lot of different characters, and it was all superheroes and lots of fun. So part of Big Wrath was inspired by those sort of books. The other thing was Big Monsters. This is also from Marshall. He wanted to do something with big monsters in it, and uh, I have a long background with Godzilla. Sort of growing up, me and my brothers watched Godzilla and King Kong on TV. Um, and my father knew some of the some of the guys in the Godzilla suit. Somehow, I don't know. He worked in Manhattan. He knew lots of neighborhood people, but lots of just random people. And he spoke like 7 languages, so I'm sure he's kind of very much like my brother, like very outgoing, knew lots of people, yada yada yada. So anyway, Big Wrath, inspired by Image Comics, the whole superhero, explosion that happened at that time in the 90s. Um, forget what year was it, 94, 95, something like that. Um, inspired by um, big creatures. Some people call them kaiju or whatever. Um, definitely not. I'm not sure in the current iteration of the story if we have any big creatures. I think they're in there somewhere. But then the final thing, which was my addition, which I was sort of thinking, okay, well, I want to do a group of superheroes. So when I came up with the initial plot, which then Marshall ran with, um, I was thinking, okay, let's keep the team small. And I was sort of thinking through my mental file of what kind of small teams do I know, and I almost immediately thought of the A Team, which is wasn't the best show in the world, but I definitely enjoyed it, and I definitely enjoyed like um, it was 4 different characters and 4 different personalities, and what if we made that made them superheroes, and how would that develop? So I just went with that initial first thought and took it from there and expanded on it, and like I said, Marshall ran with it thereafter. So just want to mention that. So yeah, life stuff, happenings. Um, a lot of what I'm dabbling with is stuff that you'll see next year, if not this year. So yeah, it's I'm going to get to a point where it's just going to be like finishing books. So I hope you're doing well. Give it a like. Comment below, subscribe if you haven't, become a patron, patreon.com/Peter Palmiotti, or drop me some tips at, what was it, paypal.me/Peter Palmiotti. Anyway, have a great night. Talk to you later. All right. Bye.